a simple way for you to track your content marketing progress on a monthly basis for free. That's what we have in store for you today. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. This is a tool we use here at LaunchKit, and it's been super helpful for working with clients to create photo and video content, run their social media accounts, and track all the progress we're making. Best of all, it's actually built using a Google Sheet, so we can click the link in the video description, make a copy, and you can set up your own scorecard. In this video, I'm gonna hop on the computer here in a second. I'm gonna walk you guys through the scorecard, explain how it works, how to set goals, how to track your progress, and everything you need to know. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so what we're looking at here is our Content Marketing Scorecard. This is a simple tool that we use to document and track our goals compared to our actual results. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. Move myself over here. Okay, a few things to understand. So we're looking at posts, impressions, audience size, web traffic, and Google My Business engagements. These are great metrics for getting the pulse on your content marketing efforts. However, I do need to make a disclaimer here. So this is not how you should define success. Let me explain this one. When doing content marketing for your business, it is important that you correctly define success. So we have a handful of clients that come to us and they only have their eyes on leads and sales. And believe me, leads and sales are great. Content marketing does help generate both, but you can't have your head buried in the sand and only look for those two KPIs. Otherwise, you'll miss out on a lot of really other great wins. So if leads and sales aren't the only thing we're looking for, what else are we looking for? Well, that's a good question. Right now, the top successes that we're seeing are talent acquisition, positioning for fundraising, and community impact and culture building. When you activate consistent content marketing, you're building out your business's online presence on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, and Google My Business. By doing so, you're creating a network of digital connections. Yes, this network can lead to sales, but the real value is in the network. For example, we just had a client tell us that during their hiring process, a candidate mentioned that they wanted to join the company because the office culture that they showcased on Instagram was exactly what they were looking for. We had another client mention when meeting with prospective customers, the customers were more comfortable from the get-go because they'd seen the sales team on Facebook. Those are the kind of success stories we're looking for. All right, now that we understand how to define success, let's go ahead and hop back into the scorecard. Okay, so we've got posts, impressions, audience, web traffic, and Google My Business engagements as our columns. For the rows, we basically have a section for each month and then the goal and the actual. Months basically turn into quarters, and then quarters, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, will turn into the entire year. To put this scorecard to use, we're going to start by setting our goals, and we'll start with whatever the current month is. If we're later in the year, no worries, we can basically just duplicate this sheet, and then you'll have next year's scorecard ready to go. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to do some pretend goals starting over here in the posts column. So let's say we're going to do 3 posts a week, 4 weeks in a month. That would be 12 posts for the month. Maybe they're not all going to be videos. So maybe on the video platforms, we just do 8. I guess I should mention this is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google My Business, TikTok, and YouTube. Same thing for all these. All right, impressions. To figure out goals, well, we basically need to know where we're at currently. So to get your impression numbers, you can either go into each of these individual apps or use a social media tool. Here at LaunchKit, we use Metricool for this. For each of our clients, we're basically able to pull their impressions on each platform for the month, and then we can record them here. So figure out your impression goal, look at what you're doing currently, or I should say for the past few months, and then set your goal accordingly. So if you've been posting, maybe set a goal of like a 2% increase this month. Would be a good starting point. If you haven't been posting, just go ahead and pick a starting point. In this case, I'm literally just going to use like round numbers here. Okay, that'll do for now. Audience. All right, so again, we're going to start with wherever we're at currently. If you have an active account on each of these platforms, just write down your current audience size. And then maybe set a goal of, again, say like a 2% increase. So again, in this case, I'm just going to use some nice round numbers. Okay. Web traffic. All right, so for this one, we use Google Analytics to pull this data. It's a free to use tool. You basically just need a Google account set up and the code installed on your website. I would recommend asking either your marketing team or your web designer. They should be able to help you out with this. If you don't have somebody who's capable, give us a call. We'll do it for you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at the past few months of data to see what your current monthly traffic is like. Again, maybe set a goal of like a 2% increase. Why do I keep saying 2% increase? Well, 2% increase month over month. I'd put you at a 24% increase for the year. That would be pretty solid. So usually what we do with clients is once we have 3 months of data logged in here, it's a lot more realistic in the goals you can set because you're working with better data. But we don't want that to hold us up. Let's just go ahead and get started. So let's just throw in, maybe it's 1,000. For the Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube columns, what we're talking about here is how much traffic came from those sites. To figure out each of these, Google Analytics will actually tell you where the traffic came from, so you can easily see how much came from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, or YouTube. All right, last section, Google My Business. We use Metricool to pull this data. You also can go right into your Google Business account and see these numbers. Visits is the number of people that came to your website from your business profile. Calls is the number of people that use the link in the profile to call you. Directions is how many people got directions to your address using Google Maps. Reviews is how many reviews did you capture during the month. And then rating is your current Google My Business rating. Ideally, we want to see that going up. Okay, now that we have our goals for January logged, you can see that the data is starting to compile down here in the Q1 row as well. This is basically just totaling up January, February, and March. You'll notice that the audience did not fill in. That's because the audience basically accumulates in stacks each month. So for example, if we had 100 followers in January, and then maybe we wanted to have 125 in February, and then maybe 150 in March, that 150 would be our goal at the end of Q1. So we can see this starting to take shape. We can also scroll to the bottom and see our yearly data starting to be compiled. So the next step is basically at the beginning of each month, we're gonna hop in here and we are going to log last month's data. So let's just kind of go ahead and pretend we did this. So maybe we got close, maybe we did 10 posts each, but 9 of them were videos. So maybe we hit that goal, but not quite this one. And then we'll go ahead and fill in our impressions. Again, I'm just making this up here. You can see here that we are starting to make progress against our quarterly goals. If you wanted, you could even come here and maybe highlight the cells green that you hit that goal and highlight red for the goals you missed. Once you have data in these 4 columns, we like to read these 4 columns as a chain. So basically we look and say, did we post? That's like the equivalent of showing up to the gym. From that effort, were we able to generate impressions? And then from those impressions, did we convert those eyeballs to audience members? Did we get people to click the link in our bio and visit our website? You can start to see how all these metrics are connected. For example, if you're not hitting your audience goal, you basically just look backwards and say, well, did we generate the impressions? If not, you go back again and you look, did we even post? If you didn't hit your post goals, it's safe to say that there's your issue. You can't expect results if you don't go to the gym. All right, that's enough for today. I really appreciate you guys spending time with us and hopefully learning a thing or two. The link to the Google Sheets file is in the description. And if you have any questions on how to use it, feel free to send me an email, kevin@launchkitdesign.com. If you start filling out the sheet and you realize you could use some help creating photo or video content, managing your social accounts, doing the reporting, send us an email. This is one of LaunchKit's bread and butter services, so we'd love to help you out. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you in the next episode.